Alright, I think this is about the 6th video on this recovery procedure on this Honda. So far under vapor I got 260 grams out of there, and actually went through the self-purge mode to get the liquid out of the system to see how much, and actually I got 260 grams. Now 260 grams is not what should be in there. This system should have 470 grams. This is a 470 gram system, and I only got 260. So basically it came into this shop not working correctly. It was low on charge. So he did not have good working operating air conditioning coming in here. So it's one of those situations, you know how sometimes you have a customer say, oh yeah, my AC worked great. Not this one. And here's the documented evidence that it wasn't, because it's in the half charge range. So writing up the work order for this one right here. Let's get back there, open up. So refrigerant analyzer, that is 1-year line items. This, as of yet, book time in any of the books, they don't have this procedure as extra charge time that it should be, because it's early in its adoption and infancy. It's since 2018. It'll be a little while before the rest of the states require this, but right now California, through the Bureau of Automotive Repair, requires this. That's an item you have to recoup your money on, because you got a $3,000 refrigerant analyzer tester and the time of your technician every time on every vehicle to test it. Every one. Did you have waste oil? In this case, I did not have any waste oil because I monitor it every time. 134 recovered, so I have to enter in the 260 grams that's on here, and at the same time for my customer, because I'm called in onto this job to do this charge, I will indicate that the charge was low, not up to factory specs, that the AC came in low on charge. And then my recovery fee. So here in the San Francisco, California area, I'm a rather low to moderately priced hourly rate of $185 an hour. That's considered not high here in San Francisco. And the book time on recovery is 0.4. This is for an insurance job, and this actually took a lot longer than 0.4 because it's so cold outside. The car cannot be ran. I couldn't preheat it. So showing you here, I'm already into almost 30 minutes. And just to take this video, I was watching the refrigerant decay. I was into the micron range, and within about 3-4 minutes I already dropped into -8. So that means there's still liquid refrigerant or vapor, a bit of vapor refrigerant still inside the system that has to be recovered. It's not ready yet. So I'll go through the recovery procedure one more time, get it out of the purge procedure, go back to recovery. Now it's recovering, and you can see it going back down, and then I have to wait for that process all over again. It'll pull it out. I wait a few minutes, and I know that's not enough yet. Wait a few minutes for the decay, and as long as it doesn't go below -15, then I'm good to go. Now, you just don't disconnect and leave, because the technician is going to undo these 2 bolts here to take this out of the way, and it'll suck moist air into the system, and you just removed refrigerant. Now all the lines are cold, really cold, especially the receiver and everything, and all that will fill up with ambient air with moisture, and it'll literally condense into liquid water drops inside the system. So that's where you get your nitrogen, your dry nitrogen, hook it up to your refrigerant hose, and you pump a little positive pressure, say 1-2 psi of positive pressure of dry nitrogen throughout the system, so the whole system is filled with dry nitrogen. So when the technician takes off the lines, a little bit of dry nitrogen comes out, not a whole lot of moist, wet air goes into the system, filling the entire system up with water and air all the way back to the evaporator. Let's try that again. And I will purge it. Let's go into the purging mode. Boom, purging mode. And we're in the microns this time. Now this time I know it's gonna hold. It's been a really long time. So let's get ready to add nitrogen. So come over to your nitrogen, and again, let's perform this with one hand. There we go. here coming out here. Okay, so we just purged out any air that could be in this one right here. I have it open, and what we'll do too is we'll go through the high side and watch the low side. So watch this. So we're just going to go through the high side. I'm adding air. I just shut it off. We're still in the negative. Turn it on. Air. We got nitrogen going in. We're positive. Almost 1 iodide. Do it a little bit again. More than enough. We now have a positive pressure of dry nitrogen in the system. We now can turn everything off. So now you have dry nitrogen in your gauges and hoses after being in a deep vacuum. You could disconnect it from the system, tear it all down, put your equipment back up on your wall, roll away your cart, whatever method you use. But for all you guys out there who are like little one-man shops or two-man shops, or you're in a little garage, or you're renting a few stalls and you don't have much room, tiny little equipment like this is what you'll want, because you don't have room for one of those big mammoth cabinets or multiple. Say you still get old R12 and you're doing R12. I still do R12. You have a big machine for R12. You have a big machine for R134. Then you have another big machine for the new YF refrigerant. And they're working on 2 or 3 more, depending what country you're in. And because remember, YF refrigerant is kind of already through its half-life. It's been out. YF refrigerant has been out since 2012 here in the United States. And they're planning on their new refrigerant to come in and replace that. So expect to buy some more equipment. So let me kill the video right here. I'll take down my equipment. We have positive dry nitrogen in the system. It's clean, dry, and tight. The technician will take these off. He has little rubber plugs and tape, and he puts them inside the lines as soon as he takes it apart, and he wraps them with tape. He does all his work for the next few days while the lines are plugged, not getting air into the system. And when he's ready to put the condenser and mount it back in place, he will take out those plugs and put it back together, and they call me up and I come back out and I recharge the system. All right guys, I'll see you. Field piece manifold, field piece recovery system, True Tech Tools. I don't have affiliation with them, but it's a great place to get equipment. And really look at the line of field piece tools that I put up there amongst some of the best tools, reliable and durable tools. If they could live through me, they could live through anybody, because I'm one of the most abusive people on tools. All right, see ya.